Hey everyone, so in this video I'm just going to go over the new toon S-Class Jacki and why I think she is the new meta. Like right now, I think her weapon is actually bugged or glitched, whatever you want to call it, but I have some film later on to showcase why I believe this. Right now I would say she's definitely a must-have toon because she takes what Mercer does, but does it better, especially because of her weapon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more content and information. So Jacki as a 5-star is a very strong lead. All alert and fast teammates get 30% HP. All enemies get confused for 1 turn. So she would actually make a great defensive leader in 5-star arenas because everyone would start out confused. As a 6-star in S-Class, or really any version, she would also be great in any of the arenas where you don't have mods, because she would obviously affect every single toon, and obviously Confuse is very powerful. There's a 50% chance of actually attacking your own team. So Jacki's Rush, 45 AP, it's very fast. All enemies get disarmed for 1 turn, minus 30 attack for 2 turns, all teammates recover from impair, and get plus 25% bonus HP. She does not have a bound weapon, so you could end up using like an 8% AP weapon on her, absolute defense. There's just a lot of different options that you could use on a defensive team in 5-star arenas for her. Jacki as a 6-star gets an uncharacteristic bump in her leadership skill. Usually we would expect to see like 40% HP here, but it's already jumped up to 50% HP to all alert and fast teammates. She's really a great defensive leader, and these abilities on the leaders where all enemies can get confused, or Mercer is all enemies get stunned, it makes the game less about skill in some cases and more just about luck itself and RNG. I guess this is one of the places where you're finally going to get some use out of defense when confused mods. Jacki's Rush is only 66 AP now, so it's still fast. All of them now get disarmed for 1 turn, minus 60 attack for 2 turns. All teammates recover from impair and get 25% bonus HP. With all enemies getting disarmed and it being a very fast rush, you could get this off on the first turn, and with all enemies disarmed, but it's just disarmed for 1 turn, so maybe saving it for the second turn and a natural rush, it really would help you neuter a team in some ways, because there's a lot of powerful weapons out there right now, so creating windows in a team would be very advisable. The active skill, recover, confuse, and defense up, so up to 3 teammates recover from confuse and get plus 50% defense for 2 turns. So I'm going to guess that this is a skill that could trigger just to give the defense up, which is still pretty useful. The confuse recovery, I guess, would work against like Priya, who confuses and impairs on her rush. And because you'll have alert and fast toons on this team, you can kind of anticipate someone using a Priya against a team like this, especially because a lot of people have Priya with Rampage, for example. But it's also difficult to run Priya against this team in case she gets confused on the first turn and rampages against her own team. Now, Jacki has a very special 4-star weapon, 30% HP, a medium bonus to AP when attacking, and a 75% chance to resist stun and confuse. Now, this is where she's broken. So later on in this video, you're going to see some film where Jacki as a 6-star lead actually applies this confuse and stun resist to her whole team. There is no way that I think this is right, because this means now every other toon on the team behind her will not need stun resist or confuse resist, really, because you have a 75% chance of resisting it by just running Jacki. She doesn't even have to be the lead in this case, but I'm not sure why you wouldn't use her as the lead. And when we get to her as an S-Class, we notice, her attack 3915, defense 3988, and HP is 4398. With this 50% HP increase, her HP goes up to over 7,000, and that doesn't include weapons, that does not include mods, it doesn't include any other buffs. So she is extremely powerful. Now her rush stays the same. We still have disarm, 60%, minus 60% attack for 2 turns. All teammates recover from impair and that plus 25% bonus HP. With a leader like Jacki with that 50% HP, I do expect people to be having the weapon where you can regain up to 50% of your HP. Like there's a 25% chance of that. Or there's some yellow weapons where it's like 25% healing every turn, or 5% healing every turn for every fast teammate on your team, I believe. Like there's just so many ways to heal your team fast. So really 100% heal reduction is going to be needed against any team with Jacki on it because of this huge HP bonus. The active skill stays the same again, which is predictable. That's just been a common theme from the 6-star to S-class as of late. On another note, Jacki, I really like her character design. Like, I don't really talk about this very often, but I like that she's a new character because, you know, whenever we get an old character, it always has, like, the same face. Like, even with Mateo coming out, he makes me think of Mr. Jones, who makes me think of Douglas, and it might just be because of the mustaches, so I kind of like that she's a little unique. Jacki's weapon is the same as a 6-star, and I still cannot believe how this weapon functions because there is no way that it's intended to give this stun resist and confuse resist to everyone. Like, I'm dreading war, not this weekend, but the next weekend, because anyone who has a Jacki lead, I'm at a severe disadvantage because if they're not modding against stun or confuse, then they have taunt resist, they have bleed resist, they have all these other resists. It's really making me wonder if I even tested Jacki, because how could something like this slip through if you were running Team A against Team B with a Jacki leader? Would you not notice that she was able to apply this to everyone on the team? Like, I'm flabbergasted by it. And thankfully, I do have some film to show you guys, like, what I mean by this. So, shout out to Teapot for sending this in to me. So, as you see, the attacking team, everyone has confused. The team is using Dr. Stevens, Jacki as a leader. If it was a command toon, this team would have gone off right away. Dr. Stevens has no stun resist. Zach attempts to stun, and it's resisted right away. Next piece of film, the person apologized for the weak team, but it was just to showcase what was going on. So again, like, there's no stun resist on Rosita, nothing whatsoever. And there's another resist for no other reason other than Jacki being the leader. So this is just, I don't even know how I'm going to go about fighting teams with Jacki as a leader now. I had a plan actually to use a new team against Jacki's because my thought was I don't want to use the same team that I use against Mercer against Jacki because all my Mercer toons will have stun resist and all my toons against Jacki need to have confuse resist instead. So instead of trying to mod for both and then coming up short, I decided to make a completely new team. So I think utilizing Aaron would be a good start. Another strong leader toon with alert and strong teammates getting plus 40% attack, and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. I'm creating kind of like a standard team, my usual setup. Aaron has attack set mods on her. I'm going to change this impair resist to a confuse resist to counter Jacki a bit. I have an attack up when taunted because my team, including Aaron herself, can be focused, which means she can still get the benefit of this. I could use an AP drain if I wanted to, but I feel like attack up when taunted is more helpful. I'm going to use Dale as my commander. I haven't used him in a while, and I'm actually not changing his mod set because even if he's confused on the first turn, I don't need to rush anyone on the first turn because it's not a turn 1 rushing team, and he will not apply much damage to my team if he ends up attacking myself. I'm switching the position of Gal and Ivanova because I want to give Ivanova the team player weapon so it applies to my James a bit more. So for the attack up as well as the crit, it's already applying to Aaron as well, and it's just more beneficial to have these two characters beside each other because of that weapon. Gal, I'm not going to use a stun resist. I'm going to go with a confuse resist because I'm not using him against Mercer teams either. I am expecting some stun guns and stun weapons on the defensive team, but I'm going to have to play it a bit safer. I think that now as I make this video, I might switch out my daze resist because there are less red and yellow toons that can daze me. So I'm going to switch that back to a stun resist. Ivanova, similar to Aaron, I have an attack set, mod set. I have attack versus alert because she already has an advantage over fast characters. Just added in a confuse resist. James, I like his mod setup right now. I'm thinking about changing out the attack up when impaired, but I'm still not sure. I'm going to add attack versus alert because he already has the type advantage against fast. And that was going to be kind of like my anti-Jacki team, but everything has to change now because if she's applying confuse and stun resist to her whole team, like, that's just ridiculous to me, and I need to rethink my team. Now here's some more film just showcasing how OP Jacki is. Big shout out to Luke and KC for this film. And it's funny here, Jacki's the only one that's stunned on her team, but everyone else is benefiting from her weapon. And again, we're going to see just how crazy this leader is with her weapon. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and listening to my video. Let me know in the comment section below if you're pulling for Jacki now.